Yeah.
Please, Mark, introduce yourself.
Welcome back to another installment
There you
of
go.
Thinking Out Loud with Scott and Mark. And we're talking about not overspending on resources to get what we want from our application performance and reliability. So what I noticed about this is that it's typically a reactive type of activity. There have been several times over my 25+ year IT career where something gets so bad that a client invites us in to help them discover what is wrong with themselves. And, you know, quite often they know themselves better than we know them. So really it's just a matter of running through a process and a methodology of kind of thinking about it. And the thing that always struck me is how reactive it is. It's very, very reactive. So lately we've been had our hands on this product called Turbonomic, which was acquired by IBM. And Scott and I are both using that with clients and kind of comparing and contrasting against how we've been doing this in our career. So
yeah, I mean, the problem with, sorry, so the problem with the reactive thing is that once you react and you solve the problem, that you don't repeat it, right? So you don't encapsulate the path that you took. And you may do it in the documentation, especially if you're coming in as a consultant, but you go in, you solve the problem, you leave. Maybe you address the environment at the point in time, but you don't have a repeatable pattern there that will, on a continuous basis, do that, right? So a lot of people, and that's, you know, the whole point of ARM is that you're doing it in a repeatable, in an ongoing way so that you can understand and react to those. And you're fine tuning your environment as you go, right? So, you know, just right? Like if you take the three little bears, right? You know, you got, you know, not too hot, not too, maybe it's a stupid analogy, but the point is you're trying to find the just right bit of porridge, right? I mean, because you want to make sure that you're always just in time, right? You're just reaching that fine-tuned point where performance meets cost, and you've got this thing down to the point where, you know, it's gonna react, it's gonna be able to handle the peaks, right? It's going to be able to adjust down when the troughs come. And this is the kind of, you know, performance-driven, cost-sensitive environment that you want. And this is what you're able to do with something like Turbonomic. And then what I like about it is it works across different, whether it's on-premise, it's in the cloud, it doesn't matter. You can work across both, and you're not dealing with a whole bunch of siloed bit of tools.
Yeah, and for the record,
I really appreciated that.
Now we at DAI, we are not anti-nursery rhyme, just for the record. So three little bears. Scott may be, but you know, yeah. So so the thing about the product, about Turbonomic, or about this new approach, ARM in general, is that you nudge it. You do these micro nudges all the time. Because what you're saying is we would show up, we might fix or rearrange the systems, and then we leave for a long time, and they don't look the same later. They have more data, they have more or less users. They're just in a different phase of their application lifecycle. There's something different about them, which means that their resources that they require are different. And if you don't revisit it on a frequent basis or a continuous basis, you wouldn't really be able to adjust for that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the nature of ARM is this constant daily adjustment, almost like think of it like the morning report of like, here are all the systems that are over provisioned or under provisioned, or you could steal some resources here and put them over there rather than buy more resources. So that's a general kind of way of thinking about ARM versus how we do it today, which is that it is proactive rather than reactive. It's continuous in the way that it's applied.
Yep, agreed.